Starting this because it's working. Look, the tracking's working. The head tracking's working. Okay. Pause music. Then I'm gonna hit PA. No, hit the okay. This is the SMYTH's Realizer A16. I first saw it at CanJam 3 years ago, and I ignored it. And I saw it at CanJam 2 years ago, and I ignored it. And I saw it at CanJam 1 year ago, and I ignored it because there was always a line, and because it's like the room is awesome. Because okay, let me gemstone in the title is 4 gemstones. This is $4,000. So a user sent this to me. Someone who watches this channel and was literally at their wit's end. They're at their wit's end, and they contacted me and said, look, I have this thing. I didn't pay full price. I paid $1,000 for it. I'm gonna kill everyone around me. Will you review it? Make a video, this video, explaining how it works so that I can try to use it. Otherwise, I'm selling it, and I'm moving to Mexico and then kill my family anyway. But so I agreed, and wow, what a mistake! And I didn't know I made a mistake until the unboxing video. Linked in the description of this video. There is another channel, by the way, which is like gameplay and old my videos and unboxings. And if you really want to get to see his first impression of an item, you should watch the unboxing of it. And my God, does that explain the panic that I got? Because I got a bag. I got a big bag of accessories and weird clips and shit. And I was just like, fuck. This is Irish, by the way. And I'm quarter Irish, so I'm allowed to be like, oh man, we were drinking. What this is a unit. And oh my God, does the term unit apply to this? This is a unit that is designed to plug a pair of headphones or a pair of pairs of headphones, because you could have two. And then it realizes it's basically a room DSP. It makes it sound like your headphones aren't just headphones. They're either speakers in a 2.0 or 5.1 or 7.1 or 9.1.6, or I even went through this and there's like a 15. So, okay, let me describe what, I'm going to ramble for a bit. I'm probably going to run out of battery because I only got like 40 minutes of battery left on this thing and it's not going to be enough. You plug headphones into the, all right, this is for the owner of this unit who sent it to me. Let me tell you the process, because there's a manual. There is a manual. Oh my God, is there a manual? There's a 130-page manual, and 5 of those pages are table of contents. And then 3 are safety. And then 2 are firmware. And then we get into the operational overview of how the unit works. And I will link, by the way, this PDF. You don't even have to watch this review. Just open the PDF, scroll down. Because the owner has this, I have this, I sent it to all my Twitch co-hosts, and I was like, hey, help me with this. And they're all like, actually Goldie kind of knew like what it was. She said, this is kind of making sense. But, I don't even want to call this a Swiss Army knife, because that would indicate that you could carry it around, that it would be very convenient. I'm wearing the strap that it comes with for static that attaches to a specific place. Because are we getting it now? We're getting it now. The rooms at CanJam were as follows. This thing sitting on a table in the middle of the room, a chair, a selection of headphones for people to try, and then around them was the surround sound, like the OCD, like Zeos would like to jerk it to the how many speakers they had around and above, all set up on riggings. I'm like, that looks fucking cool. And then I realized the reason they had all those speakers around was so you could take your headphones off, which, by the way, if you haven't noticed, this is a speaker stand. Reminds me a lot of the Event Horizon, and we'll get to why that is poignant, because I feel like cutting my eyes out. We'll get to it. It's not a bad unit. This is not bad. It's just very enthusiastic for how, like, as far as crazy audiophile shit goes, at least this, for $4,000, is trying to do something different than just like oh, our fancy DAC has 3 inches of plate aluminum around it to stop the quarks from hitting it from space. So God bless them for giving this a shot. I'm just here to be like, the room was set up so that you would sit there, listen to actually 16 speakers all around you, and then you put on the headphones, and it should sound exactly like that, but with just headphones. So now, you probably experienced this. Zeos, in the description of this video, please link the virtual barbershop. It's an old YouTube video. I mean, it's like 10 years old, this YouTube video. But you wear just normal stereo headphones. You plug it into a normal stereo amplifier. I've used this to debunk a lot of the old gaming surround sound 7.1s. If Razer or SteelSeries put their name on this, some gamer would buy it. Because it's essentially doing what those 7.1 gaming headsets want to do, but actually doing it because it's $4,000. So yeah, that's the main point of it, is to realize sound, but not in your headphone, into a virtual space. And for the amount of processing they're probably doing, and the build of this unit is fucking good. We'll have to turn it around somehow. Aeon Open X with the SMYTH SVS tracker on it, by the way. The remote, which looks very much like a Samsung, but everything is custom. All the surround sound channels and the PA for phones, head tracking, and then okay. I'm a little bit flustered with this review. So let's look at the front of the unit first, because that's interesting. First of all, the shape. Either it's a penis to you because you're a little pervert and you're 5 years old, or it's the Event Horizon because you're losing your mind. I am towards the latter category now. I was like, oh, a butt plug. And then I'm like, nah, where we're going, we don't need eyes. 2 big knobs. Very nice digital knobs, by the way. They click. Look at that. Someone was making fun of this when I put this on Twitch stream. Look at the size of that volume indicator. I love it. It's a little too fast. Like, one click is like 3 things, and that's too much. But obviously you can control the volume with the remote. For A and B headphone outs, we'll get to it. So you have A and B headphone volume outs. You have A and B headphone 1/4-inch plugs. You have A and B headphone high, medium, and low gain switches. In the middle here, you have 2 inputs for head tracking devices. We're going to have to talk about the spaghetti that this unit fucking comes with. It's spaghetti. For $4,000, make it $4,200 and spend $200 on all these little shitty wires because they all suck. I'll get to the wires and the shitty wires. But they do their purpose, and I understand it. But, you know, I know how to spend money on a product. I've done enough of these now. Spend $200 of their own actual cost on making the wires not shit, because that rings down the whole overall feel of this piece of machinery. I don't know what these 3 holes are. I'm assuming there's some sort of pickups for the infrared that's on my head, or that's over there right now. I don't know. I actually didn't read through that whole 160-page manual. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to tell you that, oh, I've studied this thing and used it for weeks. I've gotten it working. I have the spirit inside me now to talk about it. Let's go. There is a game input. I believe it's just it says game, and it's a 3.5 millimeter. I'm assuming that's to plug like a Game Boy into it or something. That's all I'm telling you. That's it. Moving on. Mic inputs left and right. We'll get to these. We'll get to this, because this is another thing that this does that is like not just that pretentious audiophile bullshit of like, oh, you know, we rub our DACs down with liquid ice to bring the fucking the noise floor to levels. It actually will measure and correct headphones on the fly. We'll get to it. It literally has IEMs you wear that you have mics, and you put your headphone over it. There's a USB plug here. I don't know what it's for. I don't know what it's for. It's probably for doing a firmware update, or for maybe being a USB. Maybe it'll just play files off of it. I didn't get that far in the manual. Same thing with the USD card. There's an SD card and a USB plug in the front. And it kind of bothers me because it, like, you could tell there's a board going down, and they can't put the USB in the middle of the board, so the USB's on the left-hand side. So that's like the middle of the board, that's the middle of the screen, then it's like left, and then it's okay back to like sort of right. Actually, I think there's I don't know. No, I'm not hallucinating. It literally, all these things curve slightly to then be the USB, which is to the left, and then the other thing is to the right. I'm fine with that. It's got a nice screen. I wish it was a touch screen, because then it would be a lot easier to navigate than this fucking manual. And I usually hate touch screens. But there, when you get into like the menu options of this, and I'm going to hit menu, and you're in there, and I'm just like, okay, now I'm navigating down and going to listening rooms, and I'm picking the Dolby X rooms, and then I'm in here, and then I'm scrolling through all the different levels of shit. And please go back. Okay. I hit back, and then I think I hit PA. Okay, we're back to the main screen. Focus. Overall, I mean, they have a unit. When you look at the PDF, they had a unit that was just a sit-down unit, looked like anything else you'd find on a shelf. And they went, no, fuck it. Let's make it into a headphone stand, because we're all about that headphone life. So they made all that unit into a headphone stand. Not a terrible idea. I'm okay with this. Like, I wish other units would look like, be super badass. Don't be a $4,000 unit. If they were like DAC amps that were just this box can't cost more than maybe, 70, 80 bucks to have manufactured for you. And you throw just like a JDS Lab stack with a big knob. Be awesome. Screen vents. The end of the front. Now, oh, ladies and gentlemen, we walk to the back of the ship. Where the gravity drive is. And here's where shit gets a little bit uncomfortable for me. Now, I've got lots of it plugged in, and I ain't fucking unplugging it for none of you people. On the top, RCA stereo in. Please note that I'm using those beautiful Amphenol and Conair world's best cables. They cost 20 bucks. And they're the best cables. And I bought their XLRs, and they're also the best cables. So this is like made in Japan. And I'm going to link those in the description, because Zeos needs to make some sort of money on this video. And if you buy those RCAs, thank you. Stereo in. And then below that, tactile out. Now, I'm not sure if you're supposed to use a tactile transducer or a pair of subwoofers or what, or maybe just wire things to your testicles. I don't care. Tactile out is underneath that. Now we get to the 3.5mm cluster, where there is a remote 3.5mm in, which I guess is an infrared repeater remote. I don't know. It didn't come with anything for that. We have a HT slave, which is head tracking slave in the back, which appears to also be a 3.5mm, which is strange. And then we have this one here, which is in the set top. And what this does, when I have the headphones up, is this thing is your head tracking apparatus, which needs to be wired with, again, the spaghettiest of wires. Like this is plastic, and it comes with like a little base, and it's like the size of a USB. Look, it's like a USB plug. And you put it in, and it comes with little cock rings that you're supposed to go clippity-clip and clip it around your headphone so that it holds it on like that. It's rather ingenious. Not the sexiest thing ever. If you recall, I did that Bluetooth head tracker and the software that was Waves NX. I will link that, which was just a Bluetooth head tracker that went in your headphones, and you looked, and if you had Bluetooth on your computer, you could then reset it in the app, and it would do a very similar task to what this is doing. This is just doing way more. So as you can see, if I can get it to like figure out, this basically shows you where you're looking, and if it's very temperamental. In fact, it's broken again. It wasn't broken, and then there it goes. See, if you get all four to light up like that, you should be looking straight ahead, and whatever it's visualizing the speakers left and right, or over your head, or subwoofers and things, it'll be perfect. So that's just a tracking display to show you that it's working. I think that's all it is, which is currently is being weird. So that's what goes into the set-top input. Wow, my networking cable failed. That sucks. Am I supposed to clamp? Oh, I was supposed to clamp it down with that? I don't know. I made my first networking cable yesterday. Because this has an Ethernet 10 base. Oh, I'm crushing my plugs. An Ethernet 100 base T there, which, so this thing can get firmware updates, and you could download different rooms, and I'm assuming different headphone measurements. I honestly, I put it to the internet to see if it would work better. Just here, use my internet, please. Go, use. Then we start with the inputs. SPDIF input coaxial, SPDIF input fiber. Then we have SPDIF A out and SPDIF B out for coaxial and fiber. So there's outputs. There's 4 outputs and 2 inputs for SMYTH. Then there's the USB 2.0 16 channel audio USB cable, which for shits and giggles, I tried to plug it into my laptop here. It's an old Windows 7 laptop, and it didn't recognize. Duh. So I just went, you know what? I'm sure that works. I'm sure if I hooked it up to a computer and it recognized, it would then become, this would become its sound card, and it would be so much easier to deal with it. But I'm like, So we moved on. On the side here, you'll see there's 4 HDMI inputs, and I actually did have this HDMI cable, which is coming all the way from my home theater computer over there, or the one that runs the projection screen and the surround sound, because I have the movies over there. And I had it in here, and I tried that for a little bit, and it's like, all right. But let's get back to one HDMI out, and then you get to the bottom, and this is where shit like, oh God, oh Jesus, got it, my wrist, everything's so heavy. It takes 9 to 15 volts DC 3 amp in. You then have a headphone A and a headphone B RCAs. I don't know if these are input or output, because you have the stereo in here, so that's not this. Unless this will feed directly to the headphone, unless you feed out of this. You know what these must be? These must be outputs, so I could use a different amplifier. So I want to use this Flux Labs or the Liquid Gold instead of the built-in amplifier. You can do that. And then, just for the giggles and the shits, ladies and gentlemen, there are 8 on either side 3.5mm stereo inputs, which are 16 channel line inputs and outputs. So that if you have like an old sound card, like a sound blaster, or you want to use a surround processor, like I want to use a full-on fuck you surround processor, you can convert them to 3.5mm and set up your channels 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 channels individually inputted, and then it'll pass out through this. What's that hole? It looks threaded. I don't know. Smith Research Limited, Bangor, Northern Ireland. Oh, God. Okay. Turn this around now. I just want to sit here in silence for a moment, because it was a lot. That was a lot. There's a lot. Like, I picked it up and went, that kind of looks cool. And I took it to the back, and I'm like, oh, man. So, and I believe, I turned it off, because you have to hit the button in to turn it back on. And then it has lightning. There's fucking lightning. In the manual, it shows 1 lightning bolt, but this one, it says 2 lightning bolts. And I don't know why I'm wearing the wrist strap that does static things, but I'm wearing it because it's all part of the ritual. So, the best way I can describe how this unit works for the owner is you put it on a table, you hook up your source, no matter what it is, fine. Fine. It was set to the HD800s. I'm not sure if he has HD800s or what, but it might just be a preloaded thing. You're not going to use those. You set up the rig. You're supposed to set up all the things that I'm supposed to have. I'm using the HP3s as well in the second channel. And I'm setting those up without a tracker and this one with a tracker to try to see the difference. But then the tracker stopped working. Like currently the tracker is not working anymore. Oh, wait, there it goes. No SMYTH audio. Oh, because it's not playing. Make music play. No. I'll lower that a bit. But this giant ass volume knob. It's so giant. I love that. Oh, it also, here's weird. It goes to 27. Because this unit doesn't have, this is the Vector W8 of Doug DeMuro's Quirks and Features. Because the volume knob goes, I think it goes up to 60? 60 or 80. But it only goes down to 27. That's as low as volume goes. And it's barely there, but it doesn't like stop playing music altogether. Which I guess, I respect that, but wouldn't it make more sense if that was like volume of 3? Because they said in the manual it's supposed to be a volume of 50 as like the average. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. Okay, because when I touched the volume knob in this one, and now it thinks I'm headphone B. So now it's in preset 1 of user 2, because there's up to 8 users per preset, and then you could have up to 8 headphones per preset user, which means you could have 16 headphones, which is still not enough for Zeos. But if I touch it, then that knows that it's set to a stereo unit. Can you see the picture? Here's a chair. There's 2 speakers. Those are actually level meters. The actual image of the speaker is a level meter, and it's bouncing up and down. But if I switch back to number 1 by turning that volume, now we're in the 9.1.6 channel surround sound, but it's still only pushing to the left and right because I have it set that way, because I had it set to the big thing, but I was only using a stereo input. This is a lot. This is a lot. This is a lot. It's fucking, it's not a little bit. It's a lot. So, remember I was talking about how I started and how I think the owner takes this back and tries to use it. So you put it down, you plug all your inputs in. You're just gonna have to play with the menus because it's a little bit quirky. Like you have to hit back like 5 times to get back, but it brings you back to this screen. This screen requires you to hit either phones A or phones B. If it phones B, then it switches to that one. If it phones A, and then the adjust up and down are for presets. Like there, I'm hitting down, and it raised the volume apparently because now it remembers the volume. So this is preset 16, and we've turned on 9.1.6, but so get your shit hooked up. Plug in all your things. Go through the settings menu. And I'm going to do this out of sheer niceness. Presets. Preset A, user 1. And there's the enter button in the middle. And now it shows me A, user 1. Fuck, the headphone EQ reset because I'm on a different goddamn thing. I don't want to be on the Sennheisers. Doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter. It does matter for the people who are going to use this, but it doesn't matter for me right now because I'm finishing this and then I'm done and I get to take my vacation. It comes with these little bastards, which look like the world's smallest IM, only there's nothing in the front, and there's just a little pinhole microphone in the back. And it comes with little yellow tips to use as like IM tips, but I'm using Tacony tips because it'll give me something to link in the description, and I know they fit my ears. So you get 2 of these insanely long, skinny wired motherfuckers again. And I was smart enough on these to leave them mostly bundled like this. And you plug them in, there's a red indicator on one, to the mic inputs in the front. You then push them in your ear. In fact, let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Let's put it in my ear. Get out of there. Because since we lost the setting, figure out which one's left and right. We're going to plug the right one into the right. Plug the left one into the left. And now we're going to put the headphones on our head over those. And now I'm going to hit HP. For some reason, the tracking started working again. Now it's got this screen. And what it's going to do is listen to the headphones through the microphones that I just put in my ear and then recalibrate them. So I'm going to be real quiet for a second. Maybe you'll be able to hear the test. Okay, press enter to save. So it just did literally like the sweeps and the creeps and the bleeps. And that's it. You're done with that pair of headphones. You're done with these microphones. Put them back in the bag. Put them back in the fucking bag. Get them off your desk. So now auto EQ. So, there's so many settings. I'm usually a guy that loves settings. I love settings. I love tweaking and sweat settings. And you could make a career out of tweaking this. You could start a whole Twitch channel. Hey everybody, today we're going to use the SMYTH Realizer A16. We're going to try to get it to work on this pair of headphones in this source. And you can do that. So now, it's already set up to auto EQ back. I don't think I need to save it. I can go to the headphones, and I could name it, and I could try to type in with the thing. I'm not even going to bother. So now I'm phones, headphone 1, user 1, sound room 1. So that's another thing, is you can pick a listening room. So not just like have stereo or have 9.6. SMYTH has actually set up microphones in different rooms across the world. And currently we're in the BBC, we're in the main like BBC room that they measured. They measured the rooms with a dummy head. No. BBC room. And I gotta lower that. You can calibrate your headphones for whatever headphones you want. And then when you have like the sound, you could have it change the room you're in. So they measure the room at CanJam, and then they measure the rooms, and they put the speakers in the rooms, and they put the headphones in the rooms, and they measure the headphones and the people. This is the most effort ever put into an audio product. Period. End of line. What do you got? You got a Class A amplifier, it goes click, click. That's fucking cute. Oh, you got some speakers? Oh, Bluetooth 5.0. That's nice. SMYTH is trying in a level of trying that is like beyond. So like you could say, oh, $4,000, what a ripoff. Holy shit. These people are were traveling the world, and I imagine they're not doing it now, to measure rooms so you could load different types of room into your Magic Headphone Event Horizon that then could be played back. There's passion there. It's slightly too much passion for what I like. Some people own this. If you own this and you're watching this, please, do you love this thing? Because the owner wanted to know if I could get it to like work to the point where I'm like would he keep for $1,000? It's almost worth keeping just to look at it. I mean, you could spend $200 on I have that Angry Goose headphone stand that's like $170, $140, whatever it is on Etsy. I'll link that. See, I'll link the Etsy one, and it's a beautiful headphone stand made of like wangi. I forgot how they said the wood. Beautiful headphones made out of wood by a craftsman. For $1,000, you get another beautiful headphone stand that has the most shit I've ever seen in a product. But this is the most shit. It's the most shit I've ever seen in a product, ever. Nothing will beat this, ever. Like, I mean, you could, if you did this in like a portable unit, maybe you're trying a little bit harder to get it like more craziness. Do I think it's worth $4,000 though? Like for like straight up, hey Zios, we want the ultimate headphone experience. No. There's a reason that I have like a theater set up. Like that is a theater with left and rights and a subwoofer and rears just dotted around, because that's one aspect of this that I love. And then there's a reason I have headphones, because when I don't want to turn all that on, or I just want it to be private and intimate and cozy in a fireplace, maybe I just want the headphone experience. If you want the headphone experience, this is not for you. If you want that experience, well, for $4,000, you could literally have that experience. I mean, maybe not with like the high-end shit that I've got going on here, but $4,000 will buy you a pretty fucking nice surround sound. Maybe not a 9.6.1.7.12, but you know, you gotta weigh your options. If you're living in like one of those little cubicles in Japan, in Tokyo, which people live in like spaces that were like my old kitchen, then maybe this is your only option to get like surround sound. But then there's also the fact of like, how much of your soul are you willing to send to the other side? Because this is a lot. I'm just going to say it a lot. Maybe the title will be just like, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's very much. Like I haven't even probably scratched the surface of what is capable of this thing. Like I could probably program 10 different headphones and record my own spaces, because it has speaker outputs, and it's just like, oh, lordy, Lord. Much respect, SMYTH. I'm not here to shit on your product, but I'm just here to be the consumer advocate that goes, don't put your tiniest toe into the water of this sort of thing unless you're ready to just jump right in. And then come out and go into a sauna, and then go back into the ocean, and then go back into sauna and ocean. The one thing that did come to mind when I was using it, though, is because I've used units that, you know, do head tracking, and they try to do projected, just like the Waves NX I talked about. Do you know what's probably better than this, but doesn't use your own headphone? I have one over here. Where is it? Behold, the SMYTHs realized their nightmare. This is my, is it still working? I hope it still works. This is my VR headset. This is a, what's it called? What the fuck are you? I can't remember the name of my own headset. It's a Valve Index. It's a Valve Index. Front towards enemy, right there. And I will do a review of this. Now that I got the box out, I might as well do a review right after this. Because if you plug this into your computer, DisplayPort, and you set it as an audio device, and you run foobar, it will play foobar through these weird ear speakers. And if you go into like a game that can play things, or an environment that'll play things, you will get the placement with your head tracking, which is what this is trying to do. And I think that does it slightly better. Maybe not, you know. This thing has some pretty goddamn surreal. Like, I put it on and it started working, and I wasn't sure why my music was playing out of my surround sound, because the sound was back there with which either headphone. It was just, it was away. But that's like the cheaper way to do it. Although it costs, I paid $1,000 for that. The owner paid $1,000 for this. That lets me go to a virtual strip club. This doesn't. If the SMYTH Realizer A16 Plus brought me to a virtual strip club, then we've got a real competition going on. But that thing where it's like ear speaker projectors and the DSP corrections of movement is what this is doing, but in a much more reasonable package. So I think if you're into this VR, if you're into like head tracking movement environment, space music, it may be more progressive to just invest in a VR headset. That's just what I'm saying. And I think those are actually on Amazon now, which I'll link to. So to the owner of this, I have to give like my last little word. At $1,000, if you have the time to sit down, put on your favorite headphones, that comes with clips to wire these stupid little skinny wires up to the top, which I was going to say, just go to like a headphone IEM manufacturer that does like braided cables or something. Make these nice, because this is like, I know, told you the battery was going to die. I was at 45% when I started. Make these not crap, because like the microphone ones, maybe you'll get away with it. Maybe you'll get away with it. Like, especially if you're just measuring your headphones, they don't need to be this long. This thing here, oh look, it comes with a cool like lanyard. The lanyard's designed to hold the wires for your earbud testing so that you could wear it around your neck and it'll just have these little skinny shit wires in a little holder. And I'm like, why? Why? You should never be using it this much that you need to have this be the holder of it. That's something you throw in, you measure your headphone once and you're done. You stop, you put everything away. It should be a singular, they could have made this into a one plug that you then put into each ear. I don't know why it's like two separate wires and they're both like 12 feet long. Like this could be compartmentalized and cleaned up nicely. This wire here, this is the wire, and it all comes with an extension too. This has to be on your headphone all the time. And I know maybe you go with the thin wire because it'll be out of the way of people. People, you're spending $4,000 on this, they're gonna have $2,000 headphones, they're gonna have a black cable going up. I would almost tell you to try to do a wireless, like battery powered thing that has a base. You put it down. Make this not as ugly, because it just looks like it's not nice. If it laid down flat, maybe with two little, make it look cool. This is where that $4,000, you make it $4,500, because at this point, who fucking cares? No one cares if your price point is $4,000 or $4,500. Make everything look nice. None of this plastic. Make it just sit SMYTHs on top with the two little LEDs, and make it like rechargeable on a base that you put it down and like put it down here, and maybe there's a little loop that comes up and it just like magnetizes. Like I have the O-Light for my pistol, has a little magnetic charging base and goes, just go run the back of this, boom, charges your thing while you have it not using it, because how long are you gonna use it? Maybe 8 hours. If you're a fucking psychopath who use your headphones for 8 hours straight, even I don't use my headphones for 8 hours straight. Like there's little things that could just be improved. The overall unit, as far as like navigation and stuff, please hire a UI designer. Please. Anybody. Because you can get around it. And I've been using it for a week and trying to but it's still not natural. There needs to be like a home screen. Not like a settings menu that you can't get out of unless you hit this other thing. Like, if this is the home screen, is this where I need to live? When I hit the thing to change it from stereo to like... Yeah, it just sounds without the tracking, and you just hear. And by the way, you can actually hit the buttons on top. So now just the left speaker's playing, just the right speaker. We don't have it set to surround sound, so you could actually tell it to play just all the different speakers, so you could monitor it. Oh, it's so much. Oh God. Oh God. I'm gonna have to pack this back up. That's gonna be a whole day. That's a whole day. There's so many bags. So wait, did I tell the owner what to do? Because that was the whole point of this video, is he wanted me to explain it to him. It's complicated. I lost my actual mind. She doesn't care. She doesn't care that I've lost my mind. Plug everything into it. Everything into it. Put your headphones on. Set it up. Do the thing where you hit the HP button and it then calibrates for your headphone. Figure out how to name it your headphone, because it keeps going back to headphone 1 or Sennheiser H800, because I'm pretty sure it comes with that headphone built in a profile, and I'm not sure if there's like a forum for this. Be great if there was a forums for this where people were actually discussing it, and then they could like talk about, oh well, if you need this headphone, I've got that headphone, I've measured it properly, because I'm not sure how well these are measuring it for the EQ curve to adjust for the distance and everything. And then, but save your headphone into it, set up the rooms thing. Oh my, I can't help you. I'm sorry I had this away from you for 2 months plus. I thought it would be like, oh, I'll figure this thing out. And I understand it. I understand that what it's trying. Once you understand what it's trying to do and how it's trying to do it, you sort of start figuring things out. Like, okay, I picked the headphone, I picked the layout of the speakers, and I picked the room it's trying to sound like. And then you listen to music. At some point, music listening happens. Oh, by the way, this thing also has an absurdly long, skinny wire. And I'm not 100% sure that that middle thing is like an infrared blaster. Like I put this the wrong way. Like you could see it. That's kind of cool right off the bat, that like up and down is working, but left and right is freaked out because it's like completely backwards. And that's another thing. It occasionally like freaks out the head tracking. It's only happened like once, so, and now again. Could I please stop making this video? I'm begging you. Take my blood. I took this off, so of course it's not going to work right once I take off the. I forgot to point that out in the back. There's also the plug for the specific ground connector. Oh my God. Akane, what have they done to us? I'm done with the SMYTH Realizer. Like if I received it as a gift, I would have done exactly what I did here. Like if it was just gifted to me, here. Oh, here, I got one of these. Here, I got an extra one. I would have tried to work it out, and then I would have done exactly like I did and used it as a headphone stand for 2.5 months. And then fucking brought it down here and opened up every goddamn bag with every little wire. And oh, by the way, it comes with one of these. You know what this is? Can you tell what this is? This is for you to wear like a tiara behind your ears in case you want to try this with IEMs. So now you look like a guy with this on his head. Isn't that wonderful? So at least they thought of that, though. They thought of it. Like they thought of it. Again, of all the $4,000 you could spend on audiophile bullshit, this is the most legit bullshit that I've ever fucking used. Because it has potential to do stuff. It does take, the problem with it is, it's like it hates headphones. It feels like it's made by people who hate headphones. Oh, we don't want it to sound like headphones at all. Well, you got these headphones you really like? Nah, fuck that. We want it to sound like these speakers in this room in fucking England. But that isn't how life works. If you want the speakers in a room in England, you're never going to be able to beat the speakers in the room in England. It just isn't. And the fact that like they're trying to adjust and calibrate for the headphone to erase the headphone's signature. It's weird that this is a headphone product from people who legitimately don't like headphones. They don't want you to listen to your headphones because you put in a profile for H800. It's just using headphones. It's a very, very, it's weird. It's like a dystopian future where they're using the headphone to bring you the sound of speakers. I guess that's what I kind of do with sound demos. But at least you pick a headphone that you love. And I love these headphones and it doesn't sound like them. I love these headphones and music through it doesn't sound like them. Like, that's the best I can give you. To the owner of this, if you want to sell it, I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to be like, no, you really should. If you can't, for $1,000 for a $4,000 unit, it's kind of a good price. But my head, I'm not shaking my head on purpose. It's just, that's what my brain is telling it to do. I am not mentally equipped to spend the solidly 5 to 7 days of non-stop testing and tweaking, and I mean 8 hours a day, that it would require to get this thing to be like perfect. Just reading the manual is a day alone. And just reading the manual, and then by the time you're done, you don't remember what happened on page 18 out of page fucking 130. So you sit down in front of it the day 2, and you're going to still be reading the manual again. It isn't like a 10-page manual that goes through it nice. It's 130 pages. A lot of pictures. I am monkey brain. A lot of pictures is helpful. I literally just scroll down through the thing. Oh, there's a picture of them doing this. I'm doing that. I'm doing the thing in the picture. If you'd like to support this channel and my future stay in the asylum, please Patreon and subscribe star me. If you ask me questions on there, maybe I get back to you. It's sketch at this time. There's a lot less people on Subscribestar, so I tend to see those messages a lot sooner than the like 200 messages that are coming through on Patreon. If you want to get my message to me faster, like that day or within an hour, join the $10 tiers in either one of those, and you can ask me in Telegram, which is a much smaller, little compact community where I can answer with my mouth. And they know that I'm dealing with this shit. It's all behind the scenes, and it's great. The $5 tiers let you see these reviews early. So if there's a rush and everyone's like, oh my God, I need to have a SMYTH Realizer A16. If you're a patron or subscriber, you're first in line, obviously. You also get to know about sales and deals and anything that comes up first, because that's why you're paying me. Participate in the yard sales 1st to the 10th of every month. I ship for free into continental United States. I'm now going to start doing, I pay for $66% of the shipping international, because the prices are so damn high. Like to England with anything is $100+. So you'd end up paying 33, I'd pay 66, which means I'd probably not even break even on the product, because you're probably not spending more money on the product than the product's worth. So, I mean, as long as you're a patron, I'm happier with that than, you know, just not being a patron. So I'll pay the extra fucking shipping fees. God damn it, Corona. And yeah, that's it. And then hi-fi guides and the hi-fi guides forum, which please mods, Mon or whoever's making the posts, I need there to be a forum post about this, because I need like a support group. Like I need a SMYTH's Realizer A16 support group, because the Event Horizon just cruised out of hyperspace into my fucking life, and it's like, looks way too much like the Event Horizon. I can't unsee it. Oh, God, thank you for joining me. That flustered, that's the best wallpaper I could find. I kind of want to put Dr. Weir back there, but I didn't. I'm gonna put her. She's fine, and she's like waiting for this review. That's her. That's you, or the owner waiting, like with their hand on their face, like what the fuck is going on? Download that in the description. I am thoroughly exhausted. I think I'll see you all tomorrow for maybe a normal review. Can you buy psychotropic medicine on Amazon? I need to go check. Hold on.